Welcome back to the Ultimate Decades Challenge. We're starting off this episode with the Band of Misfits, and it is now the second day of 1317. I imagine Anora has been staying with these guys now for like several weeks, probably even technically several months now at this point. So they've just been kind of sticking together, surviving, using the abandoned cottage as their home base, and just trying to make it through the winter the best that they can. And what you just saw in the intro was Dante and Ronan were out doing a little bit of hunting when they spotted a carriage that was carrying food from the main castle over to Sir Bishop's castle. And so now they are back at camp with the girls, and they are telling them what they saw and putting together a plan. They think that what they should do is plan an attack to try to steal some of the food from the castle to take some of the stress off of them trying to hunt and forage, because there's just not a whole lot available to them right now in the winter in the forest. And I want you to see Anora's face right now as she's hearing this news, because our girl does not look as excited to hear this as Faye. Faye looks like she's up for an adventure. She's down for it. You know, it seems like a good idea. And Anora, of course, knows that that is where Jasper is staying. So she has tons of thoughts running through her head. What if he sees her? What is he going to think? What is she going to do? Like, what if, you know, he gets hurt? Like, all of the things, right? Like, she does not know what to do. And she also doesn't want to not go along with the plan and then them not trust her or think that like she's not loyal to them and all of that. So she's kind of in a little bit of a tricky situation. So that is what these guys are going to be diving into today. So let's go ahead and jump in with our Band of Misfits. Anora, how do you feel about this? So what I actually want them to do is they are going to waste no time. They're going to start prepping. They're going to start training, doing all of the things. Dante and Ronan are going to come over and do a little bit of sword fighting. They're actually really hungry as well. And so what I did was I set up a shelf with all of their food as well, because I'm just really loving the idea of being able to see what all we have on hand. And then stuff was just like in different people's inventory. And I was having a little bit of a hard time with that. So as they're hungry, I'm just gonna let them sort of come up to the shelf and sort of grab something. So Anora and Faye will go ahead and come and grab something. I'm still having trouble like remembering all of their names, so I don't know why. For some reason I keep forgetting their names. But they're going to go ahead and have something to eat. Let's see. Anora, why don't you go ahead and have a mushroom as well to get that hunger up a little more. But they're basically going to burn through this very quickly because their hunger doesn't go up that much. I'm going to go ahead and get Anora going on some archery. And I want her to do some sword fighting with the boys as well. Let's see. Why is that not working? Well, then maybe she'll just come over here and we will do sword fighting right now. There's no time like the present. So she has never had the chance yet to work on sword fighting. So let's see. I think Dante is who's going to help her at first. Who's the most hungry? They're both really hungry. I'm going to go ahead and send Ronan. He can go use the bathroom in the bush, and he can come and have some strawberries and some cherries. He can go get himself a snack. So we're going to send Ronan off just for the minute, and we'll get more into Ronan because I have some updates on him as well. But for right now, Dante wants to go ahead and do some sword fighting lessons with Anora. She is actually so excited about actually getting to use the sword, but she just wishes it was under different circumstances and not in preparation to attack her brother's castle. Let's see how she does. Let's go, Anora. Oh, he got her. That's okay, Anora. Let's try that again. So I noticed there's an option on this to duel to the death. And I'm very curious about that interaction. So maybe that will become relevant at some point in the story, but definitely not right now while our girl is training. Let's go. Oh, he got her again. Okay, so I have a theory that one of the specific sides like always wins. So I'm actually going to have it, I'm going to cue it from the other side. And I wonder if it's like which side you cue it from is who wins. And if that's the case, that's really annoying. But if Anora wins this time, then that might be the case. Come on, Anora. Nope. She still lost. That is okay. Okay, Dante's got to get some food, Anora, so you're going to have to pick up your lessons a little bit later. She's going to go ahead. I'm going to have her shovel snow. They've got to, you know, kind of keep this place in tip-top shape. So she's going to do a little bit of that, and I'm going to have Dante come over. He can grab some food as well. So while they do that, I want to go ahead and chat a little bit about Ronan. So you guys, I was not expecting the response to Ronan in last episode with the whole holding up Anora at knife point. I initially was not planning a love story between them. I was hoping to see maybe if something happens with Faye. I'm still completely open to that. We're going to just see who Anora gravitates towards on her own. But just in case, I did go ahead and age Ronan down to a teen. I feel like that honestly fits his personality a little bit better anyway. He is definitely a little bit juvenile in his personality. He's very mischievous, huge prankster, and so I imagine he's about 16. Of course, Anora at this point is, you know, probably about 14 now. It's 13, 17, and so they're only about 2 years apart, so it's not like so weird now. But Dante is definitely the oldest of the group. He's the only one who is a young adult, so he is over there. What is our girl Faye doing? Let's see, she is hanging out over here. One of the things I did notice too, I didn't realize this, but when they get the bird's eggs from harvesting, they can actually boil those with the Yale cookbook mod. And so I did add a couple things on the lot just so it would like let them actually cook some of the meals. I'm still gonna pretend like they're cooking this stuff over the fire, but I did put like a stove and stuff down just so they could do that. But she is going to boil up some bird's eggs. Maybe they found a bird's nest while they were out hunting. All right, so the boiled eggs are done and everyone's getting ready to eat. And Anora just came up to Dante and is saying, I would like to adult now. I feel like I'm old enough now. I should be allowed to go anywhere I want and do whatever I want. Can you treat me like an adult, please? And most of the time, I just ignore these pop-ups. They usually just don't fit into my storyline. But I do feel like this is actually really interesting right now with the dynamics of the group, because I do feel like Dante is sort of like their leader. I'm sure they've kind of got some tribe dynamics and things like that. And maybe, you know, Anora, she's our lone wolf. She does not like being told what to do. Now they're planning to break into the castle and she's not sure about it. And I don't know, she's saying something to him about like, wanting to do her own thing, and so I thought that was interesting and I wanted to share that. But we'll just say, not until you've grown more. Maybe she's saying something about wanting to have a sword. I wonder if that's it. She could be like, can I get my own sword? And he's probably like, not until you've had a little bit more training. It's like a lot of responsibility, all of that. So maybe that. And then she walks off and goes to do archery. She's like, fine, you're just like my dad. I honestly do feel like that was what that conversation was. Oh my god, and I love that she just like went off on her own. Get you some food, girl. You're hungry. Now sit down. The boys want to go over their plan. Oh my god, and she's gonna sit turned away from everyone. I love it. But anyways, as these guys are eating their food, I think Dante is gonna just start talking to everyone and letting them know that he thinks that they should break into the castle right before first light, that he thinks that's when the castle will probably be the least expecting of them and probably be the safest for them to be able to just quickly enter in and get the food and get out without anyone getting hurt. And so they're putting a plan together that Dante and Ronan will go in first and make sure that the coast is clear while the girls wait out the back, and they will send a signal to them that the coast is clear, and then they can run in really quickly and grab the food. Why are you so uncomfortable, nauseated? Oh, I forgot I gave them the slot trait where they sometimes get nauseous when they eat and stuff. Aw, you poor girl. You're having a rough day. But, yeah, so she's just going to sit with Faye. They've got their plan for what they're going to do, so everyone's got to get a good night's sleep. I think Ronan will probably take first watch tonight, so the girls are going to go ahead. It's already pretty early, but actually before they go to bed, they're going to go out foraging. One last time, I'll send Anora because her needs are pretty good. How is Faye looking? Faye needs to use the bush. These poor guys, they've got this like one bush that they keep having to share, and it's so dirty, but I imagine they're just going out into the forest. Yeah, Faye, you're really tired. Faye's gonna go ahead and go to bed. Who is this waddling? Fertilize the bush. Oh my god, this poor bush. I actually think Dante is going to go ahead and take first watch, so he is going to just light a fire, and he will be just staying out here to make sure that everyone is safe during the night. And then, let's see, Ronan is just inside relaxing in his tent. So let's see, Anora should be back pretty shortly. Dante just got a new trait, adventurous. I'm going to say yes. So Dante is now adventurous as well. That trait actually really suits him. I should have probably given him that from the beginning. But I love it when the game just like completely fits the story that you have in mind for your Sims. It's like so great. All right, so Anora is back. So she brought a couple things back. We are going to put a few things here. I also like the idea in the comments that Anora might sneak off like once a month or something and bring food back to the family. So we may try to weave that in at some point. But for right now, while it's still winter, she's just playing it safe with her tribe. And we will see. She may try to sneak back off to the family later. But awesome, we got more eggs. Anora knows how to survive off of boiled eggs, so that's good. But she is now, actually she's pretty hungry. Why don't you go ahead and have some blueberries really quickly so you don't like starve during the night. Okay, that was pretty good. And then why don't you go ahead and get in the tent. Are these one people tents? I don't know. I wanted her to go in the tent with Faye, but we're going to just pretend. But I think she's in the tent with Ronan. I don't know why we couldn't go in the other tent. But anyways, I can't believe all the snow just like completely melted. It's because it's now the first day of spring when these guys wake up tomorrow. And then we'll catch up with these guys after they get through the night when they are ready to take on the castle. We are back in game with the gang. We are in Sir Bishop's castle, and Dante and Ronan have everyone tied up. This is not going to be good for them. This is definitely a serious crime against the realm. Dante is cool as a cucumber, feeling confident. He's just talking to these guys a little bit, just telling them we are not here to harm you guys. We know you got a delivery of food. You guys are not sharing it with the rest of the kingdom. That's not fair. We are here. All we're gonna do is take the food. We are not intending to hurt you. But then I think it's so funny. Ronan is actually angry right now, and so he's a little bit of a loose cannon. He's the one we have to worry about. The plan is not to hurt anyone, but I think Ronan is quite eager to use his sword and prove himself against these knights. So I don't know, some of you guys had some backstory that maybe Ronan has some like inner hatred towards the kingdom. Maybe something happened with his family, because he's a bit of a mystery. We don't know what's going on with him. So you guys are so good with the ideas. If you have any ideas of what could have happened to Ronan or Ronan's father or something, how were they wronged by the kingdom and why does he want to get his revenge so badly? But I think that would be a really fun storyline to play along with, especially if Anora does end up with him. So anyways, these guys are all here. The girls are still out back. They are just waiting for the signal. The plan is for them to come into the kitchen. There is a ton of food here, just as expected. And the only thing that we're not able to do is I wanted them to take all of the food, but because we're on a different lot, I am controlling all of the Sims that live in this castle. But we are actually still playing in the bandits household. I can't actually take all of this food without like moving households and all of that, and I didn't want to do all of that. They do all have like the klepto trait, so we might just get into it. But I want to go ahead. Let's go ahead and get Dante and Ronan out of their poses. One of the things that I imagine is these guys would probably fight back. I think Wesley and Jasper probably broke out of their bonds and are gonna try to probably fight these guys off, is what I imagine. I want Ronan, oh my god, I want Ronan to have, oh my god, Anora, the girls have walked in. That's what I was wondering, what was gonna happen. So Anora walks in and Jasper is sword fighting with Ronan defending the castle, and she cannot believe it. I have no idea what Jasper, oh my god, and Ronan actually beat him. Oh my gosh. Okay, so in that sword fight, Ronan actually won. I wish we could have like a more eventful like sword fight, but that is as good as we can get. But I look at Anora, she is just looking over here. Jasper, oh my gosh, I think he is gonna go up to her and he is going to argue with her. We're gonna say accused of touching possessions, because it's like, what are you doing? I wish they would have had like a better first meeting. So I think she is gonna act tough back to Jasper, and she's just gonna say, look, you've been like gone for a long time. Like, you haven't been home at all during this famine. You have no idea what the family has gone through. Like, we were robbed, we had no food, like there was, you know, Mom and Dad weren't supporting me. They didn't understand. So I decided to just go out on my own. Like, you just don't get it. Oh, Anora likes deception. Probably so. Probably so. So these two are fighting. Let's see. What other interactions could they do? He could probably argue. Yeah, he's going to ask her what her problem is, and he is going to yell at her. Oh my gosh, she is trying to play this off. She is always in like such a mood. Oh my goodness. And yeah, they're having offensive conversation. I'm curious how, okay, oh my god, their relationship has gone down so much. Oh my gosh, okay, I don't want it to go like actually into the red yet. I don't think this is like really put strain on their relationship. So what I'm gonna do is have the whole gang come in here, because they all have the klepto trait. And so they can at least, we can't take as much stuff as I wanted. I'll probably just like grab some stuff from inventory to show that they like stole a lot of things. But for right now, I just want to have them, let's see, we can't even swipe it with the klepto trait. That's really disappointing. Well, they're going to at least drink a bottle of mead. Everyone come and have you some mead. You guys worked really hard to break into this castle. Oh my god, Jasper's coming in and telling us to stop. He's like, what are you guys doing? Are you gonna, like, what are you, just like, are you a robber now? Like, what is this, Anora? This isn't like you. This isn't the Anora that I know. And she's like, Jasper, you didn't even know me. Like, you don't even really know me. Nobody really tried to get to understand me. Oh my god, he's teasing her. Oh my gosh, you guys, this relationship is not going to be good. So I think what these guys are going to do, like they've basically they've been like pretty much caught. Basically, we're going to say that we've taken all of this stuff. I will make that apparent. But they are all going to just make their exit and get out of here before they get into any more trouble. I know it was like kind of hard to like control that many Sims and depict what was like actually going on, but I think you guys get the gist. They broke in. Now Jasper is aware that Anora is running around with this group of bandits. Like, she was even willing to break into a castle, even knowing that he was there, and they definitely have a huge strain on their relationship now. So these guys are all just gonna make their way back to their hideaway. All right, so the gang has made it back to their hideaway spot, and Dante is feeling quite proud that they had a successful mission, even though things could have definitely gone wrong for them, especially with Jasper and Wesley breaking out of their bonds and having to fight them off with their swords. But luckily, Ronan was able to best them in battle and hold them off while the girls were able to escape out the back. And so they did make a safe escape, but they realized that now they probably are not safe to stay at this hideaway spot anymore, that they're much more likely to get spotted. It's way too close to the scene of the crime. And so what these guys are going to start doing is go ahead and start getting some of their things packed up. So I did go ahead and get some stuff in Anora and Faye's inventory to show that we did take some of the mead and the food. And so I wish I could have played that out differently. I didn't realize that that was going to happen where they couldn't take anything, but I did go ahead and get that taken care of. So Faye is going to go ahead and drop all of her stuff into this storage crate, and Anora as well, so that way they have everything that they can pack up and leave. And so while they're all doing this, the gang is going to start getting all the rest of their stuff gathered up and packed up. And while they do that, I want Anora to come over off by herself out to the beach. So she is just going to run off over here. She is just going to have a seat here on the beach, and she is just thinking about everything that just happened with her and Jasper. That was like probably the most intense thing that she has ever been through. And so things are pretty estranged with Jasper now. He knows that she is running around with a group of bandits, and things are complicated for her. And now she's also now she's committed a crime against the kingdom and all of that. So she's just not sure kind of like what's going to happen next. Now they have to kind of leave this campsite, and so we're going to see what happens. But I think Faye is going to go ahead and just have a seat next to her and check in. She's just going to check in and see how Anora is feeling. And she's like, I had no idea that your brother was a knight in training at that castle. Why didn't you tell us anything? And Anora's just like, I just didn't want you guys to like question my loyalty or be concerned that I wouldn't be able to go through with the plan, and I just didn't feel like it was important that I tell you guys. It's kind of complicated with my family. And she's like, you know, Jasper was always close to me when we were growing up. I always looked up to him, but ever since he's become a knight, like he's just been really different. And I don't know, like I just kind of feel like you guys are my family now. So I think Faye is just going to give Anora a hug and let her know, you know, you obviously proved yourself today. Like, you are always welcome to stay with us. We're here for you, and we will always accept you for who you are and all of those things. So We will see. I think Anora is appreciative of this, but this has definitely made her probably question things a little bit, depending on if what these guys decide to do like escalates. Like, will she continue to go along with their plans? If they decide to attack any more castles, like, what will she do? So these guys are gonna go ahead, get their camp packed up, and in the meantime, we are gonna pop in and quickly catch up with our main household. All right, so we are back in our main household, and unfortunately, I have some really bad news about Kendrick. So as you guys know, in the last couple of episodes, Kendrick was feeling extremely uncomfortable from a bear attack from one of his hunting trips. And unfortunately, the scratches that he had from that attack have since gotten really infected, and they've been trying everything to take care of it, but he's just been failing really quickly, and his health is not good. So he has been bedridden during this entire time that the family has been really worried about Anora and everything, and they just haven't had a ton of food. Things have just not been really good for our main household. And so it's now, I think, the third day of 1317. We're getting really close to the famine death rolls. And for Kendrick, I'm just going to, we probably won't roll for him. I've just decided that his death just makes sense in terms of the story, in my opinion. And so I wanted to start laying the groundwork for that in today's episode, and to be able to show the family going through the emotions with Kendrick. And so we will still roll for the rest of the family members in next episode, but for Kendrick, I just felt like it made sense. So Rosalind has just been doing everything she can. She's been doing everything she can to take care of him. She's been making different medicines to put on his wounds, but nothing has really been helping. It doesn't help, I'm sure, his immune system is really bad from lack of food and all of the different things. So that is what has been going on with them. And then while we're in this household, we also missed Penelope's aging up into a child. So she already aged up while we were playing in Anora's household. And so we missed that roll. So I don't want to skip any of the death rolls, even though the famine death rolls are coming up. So we are going to go ahead and pull out our death rolls and see if Penelope does actually survive into her childhood. Alright, so since Penelope is aging up into a child, it is if she rolls a 9 or a 19, then she does not survive. So let's go ahead and do our roll for Penelope. She does survive for now. We will be doing our roll for the famine next episode, but for right now, Penelope is continuing to survive, which I feel like makes sense because the family has been prioritizing giving her food. So that is awesome. So like I said, next episode, we will be doing our death rolls for all of the Sims that it is relevant to. I'm not going to do any gameplay in this episode, in the main household this episode. I just mainly wanted to check in and you guys to see what was going on with Kendrick and do our death roll for Penelope. But let me know what you guys thought of today's episode with the castle heist. What do you guys think about Anora's storyline, her relationship with Jasper? I love hearing you guys' ideas in the comments. What do you guys think about the famine rolls? Those are going to be, I don't know if I'm ready. So we will see how that goes in next episode. So wish me luck, but that is going to be it for today's episode. If you like, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.